I'm about to go up against, who I'm about to go up against. Diddy. I'll never forget that. That little party I went to, Diddy party. We went to the little private area.
I got it.
Behind the, cause he had a house behind his house. Like he had a house, his backyard with a fat bed. And then it had like a miniature or whatever.
Y'all, they woke up the beast Chrisean, and she is out for blood. But this time, she has her eyes set on none other than Miss Young Miami. Recent revelations showed how Young Miami was allegedly trying to set Chan up and recruit her to be an ex-worker for Diddy. Y'all know how Diddy and Miami were showing Chan all that love a while back? Well, it appears to be a part of their larger ploy. And listen, let me tell y'all that Chan is furious. As wild as she may be, she is still not about that type of lifestyle. She is vowed to jump Young Miami whenever she sees her on sight. And y'all know that Chan is not afraid to throw hands. So Young Miami might need to watch her back because Chan is not here to play. Was Miami really trying to get Chan into a freak-off, thinking it was going to be a vibe all the time?
He jacked your up that day. When we was at the party, he grabbed He grabbed Lemmy by his collar. It was like, don't ever play with that girl ever again. Talking about me, like, don't ever play with her. Like,
well, Miss Young Miami did not get the update that Chan is not the kind of person you want to mess with because Chan just dared Miami to pull up on her, and things are about to get messy if she does. Now, we know that Young Miami likes to talk all that talk, but let me see if she can walk it. Acting all tough, if we're being real, she just doesn't stand a chance against Chan in a fight because we've seen Chrisean fighting everybody and their mama. But hold up, let's rewind a little bit because the idea of Young Miami and Chan fighting might be a little too crazy. So let me break it down. The reason that Chan is allegedly threatening to fight Miami is that she recently put 2 and 2 together and realized that Young Miami was allegedly trying to pimp her out to Diddy. Now, one thing about Chrisean is that she has been through a whole lot in this industry, between getting into fights with her baby daddy Blueface, giving birth on Instagram Live, and a whole lot of other shenanigans that I can't even start to get into. Chan has done it all. One thing about her is that she has a lot of fans, and in return, that gets her into a lot of rooms in the industry. I mean, we've seen Chan roll with a lot of celebrities like Drake, Tamar and Toni Braxton, Lil Baby, and now even Diddy. Now, between Chrisean and Blueface acting out, most of these meetings often go wrong, but hey, at least other celebrities want to hang out with her. That's why it wasn't so surprising that we saw her at Diddy's parties last year. There was this interaction between her and Diddy that seemed kind of weird because it was like he was trying to kiss her and she looked super uncomfortable with it. However, she clearly had a blast at the event because she and Young Miami were dancing all over each other. But then again, Chrisean is known for her wild party lifestyle, so it wasn't all that surprising that she was at the party turning up, especially because Diddy was known to throw some of the biggest and wildest parties in Hollywood. But of course, this was before the lawsuits were brought against him by Cassie L. Rod and those 3 other women. Now, at the time, we thought that Diddy parties were just wild, but the worst thing we thought about the parties was that there were alleged orgies, a lot of drinking, and maybe some gay activities here and there, but nothing like these crazy details that we've been finding out these past couple of weeks. But these lawsuits, for a quick recap, Cassie exposed Diddy for hosting freak-off parties where he would force her to hire male ex-workers and then be intimate with these ex-workers while he watched and got off on it. Little Rod's lawsuit that he filed against Diddy in February took things from bad to worse because he really took a deep dive into Diddy's parties and what went on behind the scenes. And y'all, it was real bad. He talked about Diddy's parties, claiming that the parties were filled with young girls who were below the legal age of consent, if you know what I mean. And he also claimed that Diddy allegedly drugged and assaulted women at these parties, claiming that Miami allegedly helped her cousin assault him as well. He wrote, Mr. Coles was intoxicated and offered cocaine to Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones rejected him and proceeded to walk to the restroom. While using the restroom, Young Miami's cousin burst into the bathroom and began groping Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones believes that Mr. Coles sent her in there to assault Mr. Jones. As she entered the bathroom, she dropped to her knees and began performing oral actions while Mr. Jones's exposed private. Mr. Jones pushed her away and exited the bathroom. It continued. Young Miami's cousin did not accept Mr. Jones' rejection as she proceeded to follow Mr. Jones out of the bathroom. She started undressing and attempted to straddle him and have intimacy with him in the presence of Mr. Combs and his staff. Now, of course, young Miami was also present at this party, and according to Lil Rod, she did nothing and said nothing. Instead, she watched while her cousin tried to assault another person and did nothing about it. But that's not all, y'all, because Lil Rod also found more documents where he really went in on young Miami, exposing her for various things, like how she allegedly has a drug habit and does nose candy with Diddy. The document said, on another occasion in Miami, Florida, on Thanksgiving night of 2022, Mr. Coles asked Mr. Jones and DeForest Taylor to enter the studio bathroom. He asked them for a $100 bill because he wanted them to do cocaine with him. Mr. Jones was scared, but luckily he didn't have a $100 bill, so Mr. Coles waited a little later to do coke with young Miami. He also accused young Miami of allegedly helping Diddy to transport drugs, as well as bringing drugs to Diddy whenever he needed it, no matter where he was. According to the court documents, plaintiff and the Combs Rico enterprise were rehearsing for something in the Water Festival in Virginia. The court filing reads, Plaintiff Jones personally witnessed Mr. Combs do a few lines of coke in his dressing room. Defendant seen Combs wanted to, but Brendan forgot it, so defendant Christina Coram called young Miami, who then brought it on the private jet for Miami. Lil Rod didn't stop there because he then accused young Miami of being Diddy's ex-worker and getting payment from him in exchange for her services, if you catch my drift. The document said, young Miami, Jade, and Danton Joy were paid a monthly fee to work as Mr. Combs' ex-workers and received payment via wire transfer from Robin Greenhill, which outlined defendant's ongoing criminal operation. Well, as it turns out, not only was she allegedly working as his ex-worker, but she was allegedly also working as some sort of recruiter, allegedly pimping out other women to him. Now, this part wasn't all that shocking because people have had their suspicions ever since they dragged Gina Juan, Diddy's other side piece, and threatened her with the freak-off. She said, if I wanted you to eat my pee, Diddy would have had you on your knees. You a eater, Gina. You've been down bad ever since I came into the picture. You've been crying for a baby for 10 years. You've been around as a bee that eats pee and Diddy when he feels like it. You a eater. You the same bee that was crying on Tasha K because you want a baby. Poor Sushi. So the thought of her working as a recruiter wasn't that crazy, but what was real crazy is that there are now reports that allegedly Chrisean was one of the women she tried to recruit, Blueface's mama.
Was trying to recruit Chrisean. That's what Diddy and what the girl Chrisean was trying to recruit Rock. Remember that when they was heavily trying to get Rock to hang out with them? I think they was trying to recruit her. She got a lot going on. We're going to talk about it on this podcast. We're going to get to the nitty gritty of all the gritty of the nitty. Because it's necessary. I think them was trying to recruit her. Because remember they just had her pulling up to everything.
Something about do you love her?
Yeah, remember? See what I'm saying? We don't. This podcast gonna be, because y'all know the mama know everything and everybody's business. So we gonna find out on this podcast. We ain't gonna talk no shit about nobody. We ain't gonna mock nobody, but we definitely gonna explore the possibilities that was going on. Because they kept calling her, remember, pull up to the birthday party. Come over here and dance on Chrisean. Remember that? I feel like they was trying to recruit that.
Now, at first, we thought that Chris was just chasing clout again as usual, but fans started to put two and two together, and the math was kind of mathing. I don't know if y'all remember this, but there was a time when Diddy was acting all nice to Chrisean, inviting her to his events, and was all buddy-buddy with her. Diddy showed her so much love that, according to Chrisean herself, it made Blueface so jealous that he threw her out of his house. She tweeted, "Let me name a list of artists and important people you got mad at me for them showing interest or love. My fans already got the receipts. Drake 'cause he followed me, Diddy 'cause at his party he gave me my flowers and my stuff was thrown outside." But that's not all, because there's also this video where Chan was talking about how she had issues with Lomo Plummer, who is the producer of Bad as well as the CEO of Zeus Network. Drop your thoughts in comments below and then check out this next video.